Today, I'll be showing you how to pull and attach a handle to a thrown mug. For this, you will need a piece of clay, a pottery knife, a wooden tool of your choice, and a tool to score and slip for attachment. You will also need slip or water to help attach the pieces. I've already got my cup trimmed, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pull a handle. In order to pull a handle, you'll need to get a chunk of clay, somewhere between 1 to 3 pounds, depending on how large of a handle you want. What I like to do is I like to create this shape that has 3 sections. The first is a knob that my hand can pinch onto. The second is a large mass which I'll be pulling clay from to extend and thicken the handle. And then the cylindrical piece where I'll actually be pulling on the handle. Once I have it into this shape, I have a bucket of water nearby. I just dip the clay into the water and get my hand wet. And I slowly press down into the clay and pull to elongate. With each pull, I am increasing pressure between my middle finger and my thumb. That creates this circle. And as I pull and apply more pressure, it's going to force the clay to move down, elongate, and become the size that I would like for my cup. You will periodically need to add more water to make sure that everything is staying nice and slippery. Now, once I have something that is reasonable size for a handle, I can go ahead and leave it as a cylindrical tube, but it is more comfortable in the hand and easier to control if there are 2 flattened out edges. So what I like to do is I like to make a peace symbol with my pointer and middle finger and pinch the cylinder in between my fingers. I'll then rotate it 180 degrees and do it again on the other side. I'll repeat this process a few times, and that will give me a more of an oval handle, which will be easier to control when it's attached to the cup. After I've got a reasonable size and thickness of handle that I'm looking for, I flip it over to help create the bend that is kind of indicative with handles. And then I use my pottery knife to slice it off of the chunk and set it aside to dry. I'll also set that curve while I set it to dry so that when I go to attach it, it's going to keep its shape a little bit better. I have this handle that I made earlier that I have had drying on a small piece of plaster, and that's the handle that I'm actually going to attach. So the first step in attaching a handle is I need to trim off this large chunk of clay. I will cut at a pretty steep angle. And that reduces the amount of clay that I'm going to attach to the cup. Still got a little bit too much. That's better. So now that I have an attachable surface, I will make sure that I'm attaching it about halfway up the cup so that way I have better control of when I'm drinking. And then I'll use my scoring tool with a bit of slip water and slip and score the surface for the attachment. It is important that you use slip or at least water when you score and attach. This will help the clay to fill in those gaps and create a stronger bond. Once I have both the handle and the cup scored and slipped, I will brace the cup in between my legs, making sure to brace my connection point on the inside so that I don't distort the cup. I'm going to press into the wall. Now I will use my wooden tool to make sure that the first attachment I made is really well attached, and also start to blend it into the wall of the piece itself. Now that I have that attached a little bit more securely, I can go ahead and do the second attachment down here at the bottom. So again, I will want to cut off a little bit of an angle, so that way the cup meets the handle in a nice sloping manner. I want to ensure that I can fit about 2, maybe 3 fingers into this handle. So this is a pretty good size. I'll go ahead and score and slip both sides of the cup and the handle. And then I will attach the second attachment and do finishings. Now, if you want, you can add a small coil into the gap that is left at both attachment spots, or you can use a sponge in your wooden tool to just kind of smooth those over. And there you have it. That's a handle cup, or a cup with a handle.